Tonight on Southwest Local News. Charges laid after multiple alleged sexual offences. Warrnambool City Council pleased with the release of its next budget. Lake Batobe to become a winter wonderland as the Solstice Search Party returns for 2026. And in sport, a North Warrnambool Eagle notches up a record-breaking milestone in the Hendon League.
Live from Silver Ball Studios in Warrnambool, this is Southwest Local News with Liam Fitzgerald.
Good evening and welcome to Southwest Local News. The Warrnambool Sexual Offences and Child Abuse Investigation Team has charged a man following 3 incidents in the Warrnambool area. Police will allege the man performed lewd acts on the Warrnambool foreshore on November 12th, November 21st, 2025 and again on May 15th this year. On June 15, a 21-year-old Warrnambool man was arrested and charged with 4 times sexual activity directed at a person. He was bailed to appear before the Warrnambool Magistrates Court on September 14th. Data for the year ending March 2026 shows a decrease in crime in Victoria, but police are holding off on the celebrations. The crime rate decreased by 1.9%, which equates to 8,690.8 offences per 100,000 people. Criminal offences were also down, with 625,426 recorded, a decrease of 1,524. But despite the slight drop overall, crime has increased by 26% over the past 3 years. Car thefts remain a concern, rising by 1% to 31,851, the most in a quarter of a century. Child offending remains high despite a 6% drop. Warrnambool Mayor Ben Blaine believes council is serving its ratepayers well with the release of the 2026-27 budget. Councillor Blaine says $13.5 million had been committed by the council to present a balanced budget. This includes the investment in key assets such as the Archie Graham Centre and Flagstaff Hill. According to Mayor Ben Blaine, the council has achieved this despite pressure from the state government.
There's going to be work that's continued to be done on a lot of items in the budget. So we went out for consultation. We received two submissions back on the budget. I'll come back to them a little bit later. But the budget last night, it really is focused on asset renewal. There's $13.5 million going into looking after our assets that we already have. We're maintaining services. We're working in the 2.75% rate cap that is set by the state government. But what really came out last night from the meeting was a lot of councils were talking about cost shifting from the state government, pushing things onto local government for services that we provide, especially in a rural and regional sense, where when it comes to these budgets and these services, you know, around some of the childcare, the aged care, things that we do, we're a provider of last resort. We don't have the private market here and we're actually providing the services. There are some really exciting capital projects going on as well. So we've got the key worker accommodation is going ahead. We've got some new picnic tables going in and we've got 600,000 going into some of our great facilities, you know, Archie Graham, Flagstaff Hill, and making sure that those facilities are fit for purpose and being well looked after.
The southwest has now entered an El Nino weather pattern. This information has come from the Bureau of Meteorology and is expected to produce drier and warmer weather during winter and spring. And in a warning to farmers, the clearer skies of El Nino come with an increased risk of frost. El Nino events are part of a natural cycle in the Pacific Ocean that can affect global weather. During the last El Nino period in Australia back in 2023, August to October was the driest 3-month period on record. Lake Batobe is usually the summer heartbeat of Warrnambool, but on the weekend it will be all about winter. Warrnambool City Council will be staging its annual Warrnambool Solstice Search Party. It's a free event and will run from 3 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. on Saturday night. Professional fire dancer Fire Lily will make her Solstice Search Party debut, as will Tyson Savannah as the Lanternist. One Day Studios will return with stunning light projections. Nurture in Nature will run craft activities for kids and neon sculptures will be displayed across the precinct. A silent disco and live music will also be on the program, as will food bands. It's always a great event. Make sure you get down there and be part of it. A major new study has found young people who spend more than 2 hours a day on social media are more likely to struggle with their mental health. The research published this week tracked more than 1,000 students and found 12 and 13-year-olds were most at risk of depression. It comes 6 months after Australia banned under 16s from social media. Southwest Local News spoke with local youth mental health worker Gabby Marnie about what she's seeing on the ground.
It probably does change young person to young person depending on what they're using social media for, how often they're on it, and what kind of content they're engaging in as well. For some people, they're just using it to talk to their friends, and that's a really healthy way to connect with people. Other people, they are kind of disengaging from those in real life connections that they may have, and that's where we start to see that really big impact. It is something that does come up even just in conversations with young people. If we're not specifically asking about social media usage or screen time, they will say like, oh yeah, I spend time on my phone, or I'm gaming, watching YouTube, that sort of stuff. Some of that, like in moderation, can be really healthy. That's a good outlet for a lot of different things, but there is like then a level that it becomes concerning.
I always think about finding lots of different things in the morning that are exciting, that's not just jumping on your phone straight away. So whether that is like getting up and talking with family, or I always think having an exciting breakfast, or get excited about that cup of coffee type thing. But, you know, we're going to have our phone with us probably for most of the day. So thinking about those other things that we could do first thing in the morning, just to really give us a nice refresh and start to the day. Yeah, it's about you wanting to stay engaged and find that next kind of win in terms of that good video or super exciting content. But thinking about, or even trying to find different things that exist outside of your phone, or thinking about, I like to use kind of that content as a bit of an example of like, if I'm really excited about, you know, home decor videos, or if they are videos around different kinds of content, well, can I actually start putting some of those things into my own life? Using that thing that you're already interested in, that you're finding through social media, and building that in a way that you're actually interested in, and kind of, without using your phone and creating that content yourself, create that content in the way that you live. Trying to find ways to engage with your friends, engage with your family, find different interests and trying new things that often don't involve us using our phone, but that social media can be that springboard for finding those ideas.
The Corangamite Business Awards were held at the Theatre Royal in Camperdown on Wednesday evening. All businesses across the Shire were invited to attend, with winners named in 5 categories. Schultz Organic Dairy was the Growers, Producers and Agribusiness winner. Camperdown Vet Centre won the Outstanding Customer Service, and the Circular Solutions Award went to Cobden UC Opshop. The Trade Business of the Year was Murfitt and Whiting Electrical, while the Tourism Excellence went to Ride With Us. Congratulations to all winners. 2 green spaces in Koroit will get a revamp thanks to funding through the Tiny Towns program. The state government has allocated $250,000 to the Moyne Shire from the program, with beautification projects in the Koroit, Channing Drive and High Street on the list. Cudgee, Yambuck and Framlingham will also benefit from the allocation. In Port Fairy, upgrades to the Community Service Centre will see the development of a new play space for a new childcare room. Unwanted baby items sitting in cupboards could be worth their weight in gold to some young Southwest families. Loved and Shared charity organisation in Warrnambool is keen to help but needs more donations. Supply lines on bassinets, reclining prams, jackets and jumpers, shows and clothes for boys and girls from sizes 4 and up are short. All donated items must have safety straps and components in place and working, and prams must be no older than 10 years. The EPA has issued a warning on the use of wood fires in built-up areas. They are asking people with wood heaters to consider the health of neighbours, given smoke can drift into the street, neighbours' windows and air people breathe on their morning walk. EPA tips for a hotter fire and less smoke include keeping your heater clean, using dry, seasoned and untreated hardwood, and not letting the fire smoulder overnight. The EPA advises against burning unless you have to. Live theatre will be back in Camperdown next month with a popular Australian stage show, The Feature. The Theatre Royal will host a performance of Deplorables on August 16th. The play is set around a women's cricket team ahead of its time. The team played in Bendigo in 1874, with the play bringing this story to life through music and comedy. Bookings are available online at Humantix. That wraps up General News for Friday. Local sport is next before the 3-day forecast. Back soon.
If it's time to add a little magic to your flooring and windows, our online catalogue is full of great ideas at great prices. There's magic in a Solomon's floor.
Yes, Grace, and there's magic in a Solomon's store.
At ASAP Local Plumbing, we know that when it comes to your home or business, you need a team that gets the job done right the first time. From expert hot water system installations to full septic tank and drainage solutions, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. We're your go-to, trusted professionals for water quality and filtration. Get in touch today to book a quote or visit our website. ASAP Local Plumbing, your local plumbing experts.
Hi, it's Rob from the Vet Group. Heifers are the future of a dairy herd, and the Vet Group is here to help your heifers meet their potential, whether that's by monitoring worm egg counts or mineral levels, or designing a vaccination calendar to help prevent infectious disease. Our techs and vets can make things easier for you on farm by weighing heifers, assisting in synchrony programs, and teat sealing heifers to prevent mastitis at calving. The Vet Group, making herd care easy.
B&B Furniture Plus now stock a range of adjustable beds. They have mobility aids to help you live your life to the fullest and lift chairs for the best in comfort. B&B Furniture Plus is locally owned at 203 Lava Street, Warrnambool.
Tonight's sport is proudly brought to you by Nutrient Ag Solutions, Warrnambool and Timboon. Getting the most out of your farm. Contact the team today.
Welcome back. North Warrnambool Eagles star Matty Wines will break the Hampden League Games record on Saturday. Wines will play his 361st game when he lines up at Bushfield against the Blues. He will be joined on the field by his brothers Luke and Adam. The three shared in the Eagles' first senior flag last season. Wines has made his name as a prolific on-baller, but this year settled into a role in as a dangerous half forward. The Eagles are on top of the ladder and unbeaten after 9 rounds. A fantastic milestone. Well done, Snooze. Southwest Victorian Soccer will be embracing the LGBTQIA community in an inaugural Pride Cup round. Held at Southcombe Park in Port Fairy, the Pride round will include 2 senior fixtures between Port Fairy Soccer Club and the Warrnambool Rangers for both men and women. The Pride round is an initiative of Pride Cup founded by Jason Ball. The driving force behind the AFL's first ever Pride game in 2016 between St Kilda and Sydney. Southwest Local News caught up with some of the players who explained that this is well overdue.
Pretty proud of our cultural integrity and really set the standard from the start, and we've been in a unique position where we're a young club, we're only 5 years old, so we've been able to really craft a culture of inclusiveness and acceptance of everything from the beginning. So this is the next logical stepping stone in the areas we want to progress, and yeah, we're thrilled to be a part of it.
I think a bit overdue, so it's good. We had an education session last night, and I think it's just for visibility and giving people a place to have this discussion, I think is excellent. So yeah, it's great. Particularly the men's space, there's very little representation. There's very few people who are out in the men's sport. So yeah, absolutely, you don't know what you don't see kind of thing. And if you're someone who's sort of not sure who you are, or you think maybe you're gay or maybe you're queer, then having this and having kind of other people to look to and be no, this is a thing, makes you feel less alone. So yeah, I think it's really good.
Now we're up to 7 teams, including our juniors. It's definitely been embraced by the town and accepted as an alternative to footy, basketball and cricket, which is lovely. And yeah, we just want to be a welcoming club that is open for everyone. No matter your skill set or your diversity or your challenges, we want to be the club that is happy to have everyone around.
Soccer is one of those sports where at the elite level there is representation in that community, but as you go down towards more community level it may not be as present, and we're just looking to, those who want to come along and be involved, they don't need to have to be openly identifying as, but just be comfortable that they can come into these spaces with people who are welcoming.
We know that sport, particularly in Australia, is all about social connection. It's about community. It's about pitching in, supporting others. It's about managing your mental health, gaining physical health, and about that societal connection piece. And so, it's incredibly important. I think sport is integral to our identity as a country, and particularly in Victoria, we're the sports state. And so we want to make sure that all the sports that we know and love are spaces where everybody is free to come and participate or coach or volunteer or even just spectate really safely.
A fantastic initiative. Koroit will be out coach Sam Dobson for its game against the Hamilton Kangaroos tomorrow. Dobson missed last week's loss to Terang with back injury and has been named as an emergency for the clash with the Kangaroos. The only other loss for Koroit this season was the other game Dobson missed against the North Warrnambool Eagles. Dobson's last game was round 8 against Port Fairy, with the Seagulls within 3 points early in the last quarter. But Dobson stepped up, kicking the next 4 goals to lift his side to victory. And when the Saints played the Kangaroos in round 1, a goal on the final siren from Dobson gave his team a 3-point victory. Certainly a big loss. The return of star forward Dylan Parrish has helped kickstart Miranda's 2026 season. Parrish kicked 2 goals in a best-on-ground performance in the Blues upset against Allansford on Saturday. The Blues face second-place Russells Creek this weekend and will again be looking at Parrish to play a key role. Parrish was a member of Miranda's premiership team last season but missed the celebrations after breaking his leg early in the third quarter. His comeback trail has been a long journey, but he's back and making a difference with 4 games now behind him. Finally, while finals look out of reach despite 8 games to go, Timboon Demons and Pam Newell will still have plenty to play for in A-grade Warrnambool and District Netball this weekend. Both teams have had a tough season, sitting on 2 wins each, with only Dennington behind them on the ladder. When the teams met in round 2, it was Pam Newell who won a thriller by 4 goals on its home court. The Demons will be hoping the home court factor is in their favour again. A huge round as we get to the pointy end of the season that wraps up sport. Warrnambool reached the top of 13 today with some showers predicted across the weekend. I'll have the full 3-day forecast after the break.
Hi, Ben Cunnington here. When it comes to looking after my property, there's one place I trust, Bell's Garden Centre. They stock ride-on mowers from Ferris, Ariens and Country Clipper, plus small power equipment from Victor, Super Swift, Echo, Shin-Daiwa and Greenworks. With over 60 years combined servicing experience, they'll keep your gear running right. And it's not just machinery. Bells have everything for your garden, from giftware and pots to bird baths and concrete features. They even deliver anywhere across the southwest. So if you want the best for your yard, head to Bell's Garden Centre. They've got you covered.
Are you struggling with that creative endeavour? Are you struggling creating cool digital art? Keep gluing your hands to a friend of yours? Are your 3D prints never turning out just the way you want them? Well, One Day Studios might be the place for you. Your one-stop shop for learning, creating and turning your ideas into a reality. You can have access to everything One Day Studios has to offer. Professional heat press equipment, 3D printers ready for your next design, high-quality cameras and lighting setup. Whether you're brand new or an experienced maker, start creating with One Day Studios.
Lava Street Veterinary Clinic on Raglan Parade is a caring, family-run clinic offering exceptional care at affordable prices. We're the only clinic in Warrnambool dedicated to small animals: paws, feathers, scales and fins. For over 40 years, our family tradition has been our commitment to your pet's wellbeing. With a purpose-built facility and the latest technology, we provide gold standard care. From community desexing days to special offers each month, experience the difference at Lava Street Veterinary Clinic.
We use the Ridley team, make a phone call, I get high quality advice. We tend to have 6 weekly visits from the team where we do a full farm walk and herd health check. They check in on production and the feeding rate. It's something I don't have to worry too much about because I'm always comfortable that they will have it under control. The feed that comes out of Ridley's fully confident every day of the year that it's high quality grain or pellets.
Tonight's weather report is proudly brought to you by Anchor Point Retirement Village. New homes are being built now. Book a tour today.
Welcome back. Partly cloudy conditions ahead for the region with cold starts and light showers. Let's take a look at the forecast. Tomorrow in Port Fairy, a high chance of showers with a top of 14. Sunday, 14 with southerly winds with cloudy conditions, and 14 again on Monday with a shower or two. Inland to Mortlake, 12 on Saturday with a chance of showers. 13 on Sunday with a partly cloudy day. As for Monday, 13 with temperatures dropping to as low as 2. Over to the Cold Lake and Camperdown region, 12 tomorrow with southerly winds. Fog on Sunday with a max of 13, and Monday expecting a top of 12 with cloudy conditions. Down to the coast for Saturday at Port Campbell, a top of 14. Sunday showers becoming light, also expecting 14, and for Monday 13 with partly cloudy conditions. Back west to Warrnambool, a chance of showers over the weekend with a top of 14 tomorrow. 13 on Sunday with light winds, and 14 to kick off the week next week, with northwesterly winds and showers easing. That wraps up Southwest Local News for another week. Thanks again for choosing us as your major source of local news in the Southwest. Until next week, have a safe and happy weekend. Good night.